Okay, we're back. James and Graham here again for some more striking drills, and this time we're going to work on the hook. We're going to follow that up with the uppercut. So hook first, same basic stance as we've done before. Get that positioning so we're like 50-50 centered. Hands are going to be back up in the position here. And as I explained before, right now all these drills are, I know our hands are closed, I know they'd be open, but the power transfer will be the same once we start opening things up. Okay, but the idea is that we learn the technique first, and then once we get that technique, we can apply it to pretty much anything that we're doing. Now, for the hook, basically elbows going to be centered. They got, it's not centered, but they sit kind of on the body, relaxed, so I'm not tucking them in. They're just in this position here. Now, for the lead side hook, I'm going to take my body, I'm going to just lean into that front knee, okay? And with my foot stationary on the ground, you'll see it's kind of turned inward. When I push the knee, or turn my hip, sorry, here, I'm going to feel pressure on the knee so it doesn't go any further. So I'm not letting this happen, right? I just sit to here. Now, from that position, when I'm here, we call this the loaded position, right? Once we're loaded, I can unload from here. So I'm going to pivot, bring the elbow up and come around, and that front foot's actually going to pivot as well with that strike. Okay, so when I come back to here, if I go nice and slow, all right, lead side dips down. As I start to go, my hip is always going to fire first, and my arm is going to come around on that position, okay? The biggest thing people do with hook punches is they tend to get this happening and they get this nice big winding hook, okay? Which is great for the defensive part of somebody's doing to you because you can see it. However, from a striking point of view, you want to be much, much tighter than that because you want to be able to keep that, you know, kind of hidden from the person that you're going to hit, okay? Or use it as strike with to push away, okay? So as I'm here, again, hip dips down, comes around. I can go this way with my fist, so straight up and like across. Or I can come back, I can come this way, right, when my fist is straight up and down. I've been taught both ways, I've seen it both ways. Both are completely acceptable and they work great. I tend to prefer coming more here with my fist at this level, and if I'm going lower, I'll keep my fist turned the other way. It just feels more natural for me, but again, it's going to be how you get used to doing it and how you get the power of that. The key is with a hook punch, when you're throwing it at first, it's going to feel like there's no power. Totally okay. Right? Power for this punch comes when it's in the void, which means that when I go to throw the punch, when I'm not thinking about it and just throw it, and I do it properly, that's when it's going to hit hard. It'll feel like I didn't throw it. Okay, so again, lead side, hip tucks. Okay, so dip into that hip, rotate. If I'm doing off the back leg, and again, don't forget to rotate that foot. Right, same thing on the back. It's a little bit of a different loading phase on the back. Right, I'm going to stick in, but again, that foot doesn't move. I'm going to still pivot when I come around, just a little bit of a less pivot. Okay. Arm position stays the same for here and here. The other thing to watch is to make sure that when you're striking, your elbow stays on a 90. Okay, so it's not bent in this way or out this way. Okay, the more I can keep that on a 90 from the body here, the more I'm going to be able to transfer that power properly to where I'm hitting. Okay, if I bring Graham in now and we add in the pad for a second, we're just going to do lead side strike. Okay, again, just to demonstrate how this is going to work. So he's going to hold the pad for me. Hands are going to be here, right? I'll dip that hip down, okay, then from here, rotate and hit here, okay? Now, the big thing to remember with the pads is that when I'm going to strike, I don't do this motion. Again, I know it's there, I want to really hit it, but I want to use it as a target, right? As I'm here, so hip comes down, push. And that's how I'm going to also develop my focus, right? If I go past that point too much, I have no focus, I just hit through. I also leave myself super open for him to strike afterwards or to grab or all the things yeah, exactly. He likes to hug every now and then, but those hugs turn into some nice chokes and takedowns and all that good stuff, as you can see by the smile on his face. So I'm here, I dip, I come around, and I strike to here. This hand's up protecting, okay? When I come back, this elbow tucks immediately to get back to my body. Okay, I might have forgotten to mention that in the initial part, but I want to be here, so one, okay, I'm not letting this drop down this way, here, elbow drops in, boom, I'm back in position. Now I can strike again with a cross, or I can move away effectively from there. Okay, so just a couple more we'll show you guys. Again, here, hip tucks, hit, elbow, come back to position. Again, I'm gonna go again, pad comes up, and hit from here. All right, one more time. One, so I want to feel that load, and coming around from this position here. Okay, so start super slow, you don't gotta go fast. Get the technique. Graham and I both can't tell you enough that training over time, it was never about the power. The power comes after you get the technique. And once you get the technique good, all these things start to feel better. But if you try to rush it, well, you'll see that it doesn't work so well, okay? So it's all about getting those base steps and everything in there, okay? So that's how to throw a proper hook punch, okay? And then again, we can open that up to an open palm strike, which we're gonna do a little bit later on, okay? Perfect, thank you.